Are you feeling frustrated with diets and exercise plans that leave you back at square one? Low energy, brain fog, your hormones are all over the place, or maybe you've been following someone on social media trying to implement their lifestyle plan only to come away feeling more discouraged. Listen, I get it. I've heard it all. I'm Vicky Hashi, registered holistic nutritionist with over 20 years of experience, and I'm here to help you cut through all that noise. On this show, we're taking a total approach to wellness with practical tips and expert advice. So, are you ready to boost your energy, your focus, and health? Let's dive in. You are listening to Vicky Hashi, RHN A Total Approach to Wellness. Today, I want to talk about sleep, sleep patterns, deep sleep. Are you getting enough of it? And tips to help you get that proper sleep. So, here's the thing, you either have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. Listen up as I talk about ways to take back your sleep so you can take back your day. Where do you see yourself? Struggling to fall asleep or stay asleep? Is your mind racing or busy when you lay your head down on the pillow? Can't seem to quiet your mind? Or are you waking up at night? Maybe it's to go to the washroom, but then you can't fall back to sleep. Let me tell you a bit of my story, my experience, and how I am getting a deeper sleep each night. And this might help you as well. So let me start with how it all started. So, that dreaded phone call, my brother called me to tell me my mom had a stroke and was in the hospital. My mom lived in another town 4.5 hours away. So, you drop everything and you just start driving. Without getting into all the details, it was a year or so of back and forth. And you can imagine the exhaustion, but maybe you can. Finally, we decided for my mom to come and live with us. So she survived the stroke. She only had a bit of a droopy lip, but as a result of that stroke, her brain started to atrophy. So dementia started setting in. So my kids at the time were like 8 and 9. And when I look back and think about all the things that I was doing that season in my life, I can't believe it. I pretty much ran on adrenaline. And when my mom was living with us, we had to have someone to stay with her if we had a family sort of function with the kids, like a babysitter. But otherwise, I would just bring my mom with us. So you might be saying, why are you telling me all this? What does it have to do with getting a sound sleep? Well, as I said, she lived with us for a number of years, and I want you to imagine what it was like to have a sound sleep knowing that my mom was in the next room and that her brain was shrinking and dementia was setting in, and you're hoping she would not get up in the middle of the night. And my kids were entering those teenage years, so hormones were happening a little bit as well. So I will say the last stages of my mom's life were in a nursing home, and truthfully, it still bothers me today. It breaks my heart, and I wish I could have kept her at home longer, but it just wasn't possible. So eventually, she passed away, and that's when all the stress of carrying and worrying for her just was released and let go. So you think I would have a better sleep, but my body was trying to recalibrate from all the stress. And I was in my late 40s at the time. And so lo and behold, welcome to perimenopause. So I started experiencing night sweats. And so probably about 3, 4 out of the 7 nights, I would be getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning. I still had to go to work the next day, get the kids off to school. Mind you, they were in high school at the time. My big thing was making sure they'd have a nutritious breakfast before they left the house. It wasn't until I addressed my liver that the night sweats disappeared. And I want you to hold on to that thought because I will come back to it in a moment. What happens through your day can and will affect your quality of sleep. You're all smart people, and I'm sure you've heard all this before. Don't exercise too late at night. Stress can be a contributor to your lack of sleep. Arguing with a loved one, eating too late at night, indigestion, alcohol, too much of it, too much caffeine, anxiety, mental health, or maybe a medication. But what if the only time you get a chance to exercise is at night and your morning coffee is like a highlight of your morning? You work shift work, so your eating schedule is all over the place. Yeah, so these suggestions all sound great, but it's implementing these suggestions and at times can be challenging and we are not consistent. So I asked in the beginning, where do you see yourself? Do you have trouble falling asleep or you can't stay asleep? I have customers that tell me all the time they've tried melatonin or some supplement for sleep and with no success. And they're like, why? So let me try to explain a few thoughts and you can see where you fit in to this whole big sleeplessness or not getting that deep sleep. Bedtime consistency. We set our alarm to wake up every morning, but do you set alarm to go to bed at the same time every night? So we will, there's a special television program. We want to watch it. So it's 11, 12 o'clock before we hit the hay. Or we're scrolling on our phone all night or some YouTube shorts. And next thing you know, it's midnight. It's like, oh, I got to get up for 6 in the morning. So we're not consistent with our bedtime pattern, our bedtime routine. So start looking at that. And I'm going to use 10 o'clock as a bedtime routine. So 9 o'clock, start turning electronics off, turn the lights down, get yourself ready, wash your face, brush your teeth, get yourself ready, get your body ready to transition. Don't start cleaning the kitchen or doing your laundry. Get your body to rest. And I know it's hard as moms because I still have laundry to do. The kids have homework. I got to get this project for them. I got to get this for work. And it's difficult. Oh, the kids are in bed. Now I can do my time. So be consistent with your bedtime. So if 10 o'clock's your bedtime, start preparing for it an hour before. Laundry will always be there, unfortunately, the next day, and try to get most of that done. For me, early in the morning, when I get up, I will throw a load of laundry in. I'm getting ready for work. I can throw it in the dryer and fold it up while I'm getting ready for work, or I'll throw it in the dryer and get it when I get back home from my day at work. No eating late at night. So, why is that an issue? Because your body is trying to balance your blood sugar. And so, if you're eating late at night, your body is having too much activity. So, the pancreas is secreting insulin, trying to keep your blood sugar level. Your stomach is trying to digest that food. And so, depending what you ate, that can take anywhere from 1 to 4 hours. And then growth hormone is secreted, and that is what repairs all your body from the day's activity. The muscle strain restores your heart, your lungs, your blood vessels, that sort of thing. So if you're eating late at night, then growth hormone is not doing its job properly. And then after that, melatonin is secreted, and that's like 2.5 hours. And when do we wake up? At the time when melatonin is being secreted. And then serotonin comes after that, and then we start our day. So, really important not to be eating late at night. Make sure, I used to do this post, kitchen closed. If you go to a restaurant at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night and the kitchen is closed, all you can have are the peanuts from the bar kind of idea. So the kitchen is closed. Dinner, whatever time your dinner is, 5, 6, 7 at night, done. No more food. Don't go looking in the fridge. Don't go looking in the cupboard for something else. Sure, drink water, but that's it, or a herbal tea maybe, but that's it. No eating at night. Now, as I said, customers will tell me melatonin is not working for me. 1 milligram, 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams, not working for me. Doesn't mean your body needs melatonin. Melatonin is great. Melatonin is manufactured in your pineal gland. And so You want to support your pineal gland. Best way to do it, B12 and tart cherries. Glycine is an amino acid, and that also helps for sleep patterns. So introduce those B12, tart cherries. So my son, when he was in high school, he would say to me, Mom, I'm having trouble falling asleep. I don't know if it's anxiety from school or what was going on, but I would make protein shakes for the kids. I started throwing frozen cherries into his shake. I mean, we all got the benefit of it. And his sleep pattern improved and he was falling asleep. Now, there's herbs you can get passion flower, valerian, California poppy. And I will say with valerian, though, I have people that have used it and they said that it does the opposite. It keeps them awake. So I'm always hesitant about recommending valerian, but passion flower will calm the mind. These are all things that are calming your mind to help you fall asleep. 5-HTP, L-theanine, GABA, ashwagandha, same thing. Amino acids, again, helping to calm that anxiety to help you fall asleep. So your mind is not racing and trying to figure out, what you're going to do tomorrow or the next day or the week ahead. 5-HTP, I will say though, if you're on any antidepressants, I do not recommend that. Please don't take 5-HTP. Talk to your doctor, talk to your naturopath or your healthcare provider. Deep breathing. You don't have to spend any money. Just start doing some deep breathing. So you lay your head on the pillow and just, breathe in for a few seconds, hold it, and then let it out. Keep doing that for 5, 6 times. You're going to lower your heart rate. You're going to lower your blood pressure. And that's another way to relax you and, to get you out of your mind and concentrate on your breathing. One thing I used to do with my kids when they were small, and I'll do it occasionally now as well, is I put lavender, the essential oil, on a tissue or a Kleenex, and I will put it between their pillow and pillowcase. And then it's just a nice way of relaxing and again, getting you ready to fall asleep. Now, here's one you may not have thought of is getting outside first light of the day. So some of us may get out in the morning because our jobs require that, but we're running from our door to our car or our bus or however we're getting to where we're going. Spend a few minutes getting that first light into your eyes. Don't look at the sun, but just take a few minutes to enjoy the morning light. And that also helps your circadian rhythm system so you can fall asleep in the evening. And I should say, getting outdoors more, of course. We tend to be indoors so much more. And now, like I'm in the northern hemisphere, colder weather is coming. And so we tend not to be outside as much. So try to be outside as much as possible. I just want to go back to the liver health. And after this podcast, you can go back to my second podcast on liver health. And I go into a lot more detail there. So going back to my sleeplessness, it wasn't until I addressed my liver that the night sweats disappeared and I stopped waking up at night. So you see, the liver makes cholesterol, which manufactures all other hormones, such as estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, stress hormones like epinephrine. So remember, I was running on adrenaline, and your body can't do that month after month, year after year. It catches up to you. And so your body's always trying to be balanced. The liver is amazing, amazing organ, and it helps the pineal gland, the adrenals, the ovaries. So my ovaries are shutting down. The adrenals are asked to make some estrogen. They're like stressed out. They're saying, forget it. I'm not doing that. So then, you get all these perimenopausal symptoms, which are uncomfortable. So start looking after your liver, get to the root of why you're not having a good night's sleep. And I will say the liver purges, cleanses, between 2, 3 in the morning, but your brain is also getting rid of unwanted proteins, so amyloid proteins. And so it's kind of doing its thing and dumping. And if the liver's backlogged, then the brain is backlogged, and we're experiencing brain fog. And so we're getting in our car, driving to work, and we're in a cloud. and it's not helpful. It's not helpful. We have to make decisions through the day, and we're just living in this little bit of a cloud. So it's so important to get proper sleep and get that circadian rhythm system flowing. Don't worry about the laundry, don't worry about the dishes. Yeah, easier for me to say, I don't live at your home for sure, but I think it's more important that you look after your own personal well-being, your health, and then all these other activities will be so much better. The other thing I want to say is the changing of seasons. So we're into the fall now, the days are darker, less sunlight. That also plays havoc on our system, and it's again, being consistent in each seasons of the year. Fall, winter, spring, very important. Keep that consistency. I know summer, it's light till 11, 12 at night. And if you live in like northern hemisphere, you either have so much sunlight or you have very little sunlight in the winter months. So you have to find that balance. And what works for me may not work for you, and so these are just my tips and suggestions, and hopefully they help you. Now, I put together a really nice booklet for you, and it's called Taking Back Your Sleep So You Can Take Back Your Day. Isn't that lovely? So the link is in my show notes and lots of helpful tips. And I just touched a little bit on some ideas for you. But there's lots of helpful tips and ideas to spend some time and focus on what and why you can't fall asleep and why you can't stay asleep. So take a moment and check it out. Again, it's in the show notes. The link is there if you want to get that little booklet. So I'm Vicky Hashi, RHN, and you have been listening to A Total Approach to Wellness. I hope this information has been helpful, and if so, please take a moment to send me a comment. Please follow us. We have lots more exciting interviews coming your way, and please, five-star rating is always helpful. So I'm here to help you and support you, and I have programs that I run with my clients supporting their liver function. I call it Give Your Liver a Long Weekend. So all kinds of wonderful things happening here. So thanks for tuning in and stay tuned for our next podcast. Thanks for listening. If you found value in today's episode, hit that follow button and share it with a friend who could use this message. Your support means the world to me and helps us reach more women ready to transform their lives. Want more tools to support your journey? Check the episode notes for all the details. See you next time.